Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to present you unique toys Ragnaros, aka briticus. It has been some time that unique toys haven't come up with any combiner, so I've been waiting for a long time, So on the left hand side I have a Jimbao oversized bra. I put it here for the sake of comparisons. Now let's talk about the height. The Jimbao oversized bra is slightly taller than unique toys. I think about 2 or 2.5 cm from the head to the head. So if you were to ask me which height I prefer, of course I prefer the one that is taller. And I think this height is much better suited in my MP collections. Unique toys is slightly smaller. I hope that they can actually make it bigger, but can't do much. They already released two of their combiner units, Swindle and Bro, so too late for me to actually make any comments. Alright, so I guess we just have to live with it. Now this is not the original color of the Jimbao. I repainted it, so let's not talk about the paint here. Now the height, definitely I prefer the Jimbao briticus height, but in terms of the aesthetic, the overall designs and the cartoon accuracy, I prefer the unique toys. The only thing is the height. Excuse me. Now let's talk about the material. I'll put this aside. On unique toys, you hardly see any open area. Their design is pretty cool. They try to actually cover up most of their parts pretty well, and even this turret is not really detachable. So I find it very cool. Everything is in one piece. Unlike Jimbao or Woobertron, the top part of the tank is actually detachable, so don't really feel like it, and there are a lot of hollowness, empty areas. You can easily see this, so I don't really like this part. Come back to this. Let's talk about the material. I have transformed this figure twice, and I find that the plastic is kind of soft. I'm not really confident about it. I'm not too sure whether in the long run does it really last. Excuse me. I start to see some of the area even before I transform. Right out of the box is already having stretch marks, so it's not a good sign. But the paint job is superb. The paint is actually very consistent. We have some highlights here, red color highlights. We also have a gray, silver, metallic, and the rest of it is a matte green color. So nothing much to talk about it. And okay, now looking at the head sculpt, I noticed that the face, especially the red color marks, there are a lot of cutting marks. So I try to compare with my friend's unit. It's the same, so I guess this must be one of the QC problems that they didn't take note on it. They shouldn't cut at this age because it's very easy noticeable. So one of the big mistake. Now the eyes is huge. I think let me look at the back. Oh, that's sad. I don't think you will have a lot of light source in the eye, because the whole back at the back of the head is actually covered with a black piece of plastic. So I think it will be hard for light to travel through the eyes. So that's one of the weakness. Alright, I guess, but not a big deal. Okay, at the back we have metallic silver track, matte surface everywhere, a little highlight here and there, red color highlight. So pretty cool. Okay, Now let's talk about the articulations. 360s, no problem, very tight friction joint, or on their elbow, yeah, 360. So you have no problems. The hands, 360. Okay, the finger. So this is the conventional hands. So 3 of the fingers is actually in one piece, and you have one here and the other one there. So nothing much to actually talk about it. On the finishing of the surface, we see sprue marks, cutting marks everywhere. And on this side, we can actually see that the paint is not really fully covered. There are some matte and glossy surface mixed together on this piece of plastic. So big no. Okay. Now I'm not going deep in the plastics materials. There's one thing that I want to highlight, this area, and trust me, you are going to like it. It feels so good in your hand, you know. I seldom find any company out there using this material. It feels like a rubber, very soft. It feels so good, and I'm very happy to see this material, frankly speaking. Okay, so let's talk about the joints. You can go all the way. This, I think, about 70 degrees side. Yeah, you can go all the way out, but do notice there is a clearance issue here. Look at this. So when I play around on the second time, I realized that there is a clearance issue. You have no problem to do this, but the moment you turn it, you know, the hindrance, if you actually hit this part, so not a good thing. Especially this material is so soft, it looks like a rubber, and I start seeing it actually chip out. It start coming out, you know. The moment you actually start pressing each other, then you will see some of the things coming out from this side. So it's good, but practically I don't think it's there. Okay, so we have angle tilt. Okay, angle tilt, so no problem. 360 degrees of the head, no problem. Turret. Okay, now this piece, the moment you actually transform, you can't really turn, but in tank mode you can actually turn. So let's move on to transformations. Okay, now I would like to give some advice here. This thing, if you transform it correctly, I guarantee you won't have any problems of stress mark or maybe broken parts. But if you accidentally overload on some of the transformations, you might risk breaking it, especially on the tab. On this figure, there's a lot of tabs everywhere. It is a good thing. It can lock the whole figure tightly, securely, but as a player, as a collector, you probably have to pay more attention to it, and don't over stress it because you might risk breaking it. So okay, now let me start with the head, the upper part body. Okay, put it down. Okay. Oh, okay. I should do the hands transformation first. Now, there is a small gap here. Press it in. Yeah, close the gap. Press it in, and please remember this. You don't want to feel the pain. I wish I had earlier. Turn the hand this way, because if let's say after you you pack everything in tank mode, you flip the legs and to join with the hand. If you find these things is the other way around, you will have a hard time to actually unpack everything back to the original positions just to move this way. So remember this. Okay. Okay. Now there is a pack here. You just unpack it. Same as go to the other side. Okay. Once it is out, okay, there is another pack right at the side of the body. So just pull sideways. Okay, pull sideways. Okay, if you miss this part, you will also risk giving a lot of stress on that peg. Okay, now this is easily pull out. So this is actually a black slider, so you need to slide all the way up. Before that, no, the turret, this screw, there's a slider, so currently it's actually at the top of the slider. You need to press down in tank mode, so just that one we leave it for later. I just want to show you on that part. Okay, flip this chest piece inwards, flip it in, push it up, slide it up, not push it up. Okay, now before you continue, this peg will pack into this part. Okay, will pack into this hole. So align it nicely, leave it there for a time being. Slide, slowly press everything up until it is up there. And I have to let you know it's very strong. The slider is actually very strong. Okay, once it is in, let me see. Okay, flip this head inwards. Let me check. Okay. Okay, now let's move to the bottom part. Okay, once you finish transform the upper body, now let's flip back. So lift up this piece. Okay, you need to actually pull, spread the legs first, pull this hinge down, and then pull this black piece out this way. Okay, once it is out, you have to press until this whole piece is in straight lines, L shape, and press up this push this turret all the way out. Okay, now it is actually out of the way. Close this cap. Okay, now move to the front. We have to transform the final part, the legs. Now look at this piece. This green color is actually in the track. It packed nicely. Do not force. You cannot flip the track first, because if you flip the track first, the green color will trap inside this piece and it will start to break. So you have to plait it out this way. Then only okay, of course you have to fold the tool first. Then you have to pull out this piece, flatten it, straighten it. Once it is out, turn 180. Okay, flip it down. Please be careful with this. I saw many people breaking this part. Okay, so once it is out, turn 180. Flip this piece up. Okay, flip the legs. Before you flip all the way in, lift up this track first. It's a bit hard, so you have to apply some force. Okay, the pack is too deep. If you don't like it, you can trim it. It's up to you. So leave it up. Okay, wait a second. Okay. Flip all the way to the top. This one have to go in. Okay. Before go in, just leave it this way. So press it in. Okay. Now there is a pack here. Goes into the rear of the tank. This is also one of the things that give me a lot of hard time. Okay, to pack it in. Okay, done. Then try to keep it clean. Clean it up a bit. Press it in. Now there is another pack here. Try pack it in nicely. Yep, there you go. Okay, once it's done, okay, flip the legs in. Okay, now once it is in, it's easy already. So pack it down, push it in, Okay, we leave it this side first. Let's move on to the other side. I will clean it up later. Fold it, pull out, turn, flip down. Okay, turn 180, flip this piece up. Okay, leave out this track. Okay, fold it in. Once it is in, okay, push these parts in. All right. Okay, now we can go back to the packs. Let's make sure all the tabs is in. All right. Anything else I miss? Whew. And not to forget, down. Okay. Whew. That's hard. Okay. We have two weapons here. This weapon you can actually pack at the back of these two slots. So in order for you to pack, I advise you do it this way. Leave the whole piece up like this. Fold the gun sideways and start pressing in. I have tried many ways, and personally I think this is the easiest. It looks easy, but it never that easy. One in. Okay, let's try the other one. Oh man. Alright, come on. Okay, there go the second. Okay, flip it back, hide it, flip it back. Alright, there you go. Okay, now you can turn quite a good angle about it. Okay, if you find that it is very tight, you can open it back up, pull out this head. There is a screw there. Loosen it a bit, then you have a better movement. So it's totally up to you. It's personal preference. I'm happy with my current state, so I'm not going to do anything. So give me a second. I'm trying to pull out my Jimbao's bra for a comparison. And on my left is actually Unique Toys bra. So size comparisons. From the side view, it's almost the same, but it's a bit bulkier. In briticus, Jimbao briticus, this is slightly slimmer, a smaller version of the two. When you look this way, yeah, so this is easy noticeable. Unique Toys is much smaller compared to oversized Jimbao. Okay, the back. Now, it's quite flimsy in terms of Jimbao oversize, you know. The pack, the rest of it is good, but at the back of it is quite loose. But in Unique Toys, everything is covered so nicely. You know, there's nothing shaking at all. Everything packed so nicely, and it covered up well. So look at the bottom. Bottom wise, I slightly prefer Robotron Jimbao versions compared to this. There are quite a number of empty areas in Jimbao. Is pretty fill in, so fill up, sorry. So I'm very happy with this in terms of the bottom, but who is going to see the bottom of the tank, right? We normally display in this mode. So on top of the tank, from the side to the top, it looks superb, frankly speaking. This looks so nice. And to compare all the Bro out there, I think Unique Toys Bro is the best. I can put it this way. But that is purely on myself, on my personal point of view. I really like this one, and not saying that others are not good, but in overalls, looking at the designs, the colors, the engineering part of it, I think UT really did a very good job. Superb. Okay, let's put aside. It comes together with the food. So a lot of people say that, especially my friends, it looks like a McDonald's food because it's so huge and so long, so lengthy. For me, I have no comment. I do like this. It has a metallic paint on the middle of the toe. The rest of it is actually matte colors, silver, dark gray, red, and the gear looks like it's metallic silver. So I kind of like this design, and it's not that big, so I'm happy with it. So nothing to complain. In order to combine this into our combine mode, let me check where is the slots. No, not here. Is it here? In combine mode, if I'm not mistaken, you have to flip this up and press this turret in, move up a bit, okay, and how should I open? I didn't try it earlier. Is it here? Oh, here. Okay, so just press it in. Boop. So easy. Okay, it has quite a huge range. Okay, so not bad. I really like this one. The most important thing is actually, even though it looks so simple in terms of the pack, but it really tight. You see, I have it's not really that easy to pull it out. So very good. Okay, now let me just explain a little bit about which one should you choose. I should cover here before I go further. Now, there are a lot of people ask me, bro, which one do you prefer? Which one do you advise? There's so many briticus out there in the market already. So can you recommend the best one to me? Now, if you talk about the price and you don't mind about the KO or maybe third party or what, you want cheap, you go Jimbao. Jimbao has done a good job on it. It can stand straight, it can lift up the handgun, so at no problems, you know. So you want cheap and affordable, go for Jimbao. If you have a little bit more budget, so let's put the KO aside, purely comparing the third party side by side between this and the briticus from Zeta Toys. Now I will go through area by area. If you talk about the price, yes, Zeta will definitely win because it's so cheap and it's so huge. Exactly the same height of the Toro Devastator. If you talk about alternate mode, UT definitely has upper edge. Okay? It looks so good in the robot mode and the alternate mode. but in their combined mode, not really as nice as Zeta briticus, because Zeta briticus has the height. Let's put the rest of it aside. If you talk about the joint in combined mode, so Zeta, we all know, is actually from Toy World. So Toy World has a very good history of doing a good job in Devastator, especially on the joint. So I'm pretty confident that it can stand up firmly, you can actually pose. But for this, the question comes, this figure, I don't see any ratchets in terms of the knee. Maybe the ratchet is a very, very small or minor ratchet, so most of it is actually friction joint. So in combined mode, it's pretty much rely on onslaught. If onslaught doesn't come with the ratchet, boom, this figure is probably going to stand there at one corner not doing anything. So the key thing is on onslaught. Onslaught, if the knee has ratchet, and I mean in terms of combined mode, and the arms has the ratchet connector, so it wouldn't be any problems, because you wouldn't need to rely on this. This doesn't come with the ratchet, is fine. Most important is the upper part of it, which means that part comes from the onslaught. So it's too early to tell. Until they come out the onslaught, then I can tell whether the joint is good or not. But for the time being, talking about designs, colors, materials, yes, go for UT, Unique Toys. If you have you want to go for a budgetary combiner briticus, go for Zeta. It has the height. Don't ever put in a robot mode, I mean individual robot mode. Combine it and put in your shelf. If you want to put in individual mode, don't even think of buying Zeta, buy this. Okay, so price wise, Zeta. Height, Zeta. Joint for now, Zeta. Look, UT. Designs, UT. What else I can say? Overall, in terms of alternate mode and robot mode, go for UT. Okay, paint, definitely UT win, because you see all this paint is very even. Zeta is actually running on a glossy surface, and I did explain earlier. They in order to get matte surface, they need to go through another process. I don't know how to put it in English. Something related to that. They have to go through one baking or whatever lah. Okay, I'll try to translate it to make this color looks matte. That process will cost about 60 renminbi. So in order to save cost, they cut, similar to Jimbao. Jimbao also same. This surface, in order to come to this, they have to spend another 50-60 renminbi. So do you mind to actually spend that much money? If let's say no, then go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not talking about per figure 50-60. It's the whole combiner, about 50 to 60 renminbi, not one piece 50. Probably per piece is like maybe 15, maximum 15 renminbi. So that's the difference. Now I think I covered most of it. So hope you like my review. If you have any questions, do drop message down there in the questionnaire. So in the comments area, I try to answer your questions as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Till then, bye bye.